Have you ever wanted to learn to cook but just didn't know where to start?
Well, we're the guys from Sorted Food and we've teamed up with Co-op to create Now Cook It.
A free online course to show you how to up your food game.
So head over to Now Cook It to get started, but for now, check out this video from the course.
Jammy rice pudding. It's a family favourite. We're going to teach you how to make it today, including the skills of braising and how to make a jam.
Very, very simple and so much better than out of a tin. It starts with a knob of butter because braising is first of all frying and then cooking in liquid nice and slowly. So we need to fry our rice to get a kind of a nutty aromatic flavour from them. So a tablespoon of butter going into a pan. Now the pan you use should be a medium size, but more importantly, it needs a lid and it needs to be able to go in the oven.
Okay.
So a lid that hasn't got a plastic handle. Once our butter's melted, we're going to add in our rice so that it can coat in all of those grains. And we want about a medium to high heat.
Okay.
So on a hob, if you've got a scale of 1 to 6, that would be about 4 or 5.
Yep.
If it's 1 to 10, it's probably 6 or 7. So
okay, and
just
if you've
above
got
halfway.
20?
Just above halfway, so that's probably, actually 13, 14 probably.
Okay, yeah, great, yeah.
And the rice grains we're using are short grain, very plump, either pudding rice or risotto rice. In this case, it's arborio.
Lovely.
And we're literally, if you just give that a little bit of a mix together until it coats all of those grains.
So suppose when it comes to rice pudding, I think we're probably all used to having it quite creamy, and I don't know about you or any of the other counties in England, but I don't know how they make it that creamy.
No, well, the thing is, because you're cooking it in all the liquid, the creaminess comes from whole milk, but also it's the starchiness that comes out of the rice that kind of thickens it all. So like you're making risotto, and it has that sort of creamy, luxurious texture, that's what we're aiming for.
Okay.
So as soon as your rice has kind of bubbled for a minute or so in that butter, and you can just start to smell it, then we're going to splash in the milk. Quite a lot of milk, considering how much rice there is, about 7 times.
Okay. And are there any alternatives to using milk for this bit?
No, you must use milk, but it doesn't necessarily have to come from a cow.
Aha.
Almond milk, soya milk, coconut milk, any of those which would make it lacto-free, but basically milk. We're going to sweeten the milk with a little bit of sugar. As always, if you want these weights and measurements, they're all available down below. And you could leave it just at that, the most basic rice pudding. However, we're going to flavour ours with 2 things.
We don't do the basics.
Because it's very creamy, just the peel of a little bit of lemon is absolutely delicious. So cutting down into the board, you just want to take the yellow bit off. Not too much of the white, because that's the pith, that is slightly bitter. But just cutting down into the board, maybe 3 pieces of lemon peel. They can go in there, just enough to flavour it. You're not going to eat those later on, you can fish them back out, but they can go in along with a little pinch of ground cinnamon.
Nice. Give it a stir up.
Give it a stir. You're going to heat it to a simmer, and as soon as it's simmering, the lid can go on and it can go into an oven, which is why it's got no plastic handle or lid, and it needs to be 140 degrees Celsius, so quite low, for about half an hour. And in that time, it will really absorb all of that liquid and you're left with a very, very creamy rice pudding. We're going to make a jam in the meantime.
Okay.
So very, very simple. Now you can cheat and you can just buy a jar of jam. So many people do, that's great. But once you've made your own jam, you'll probably never look back.
You'll never go back.
Do it once. I promise you, do it once. And it won't only be once. It'll be time and time again because it is so, so simple. Equal weight of fruit and caster sugar. So we'll put the blackberries into the pan. It could equally be strawberries or raspberries or blueberries, and an equal weight of caster sugar plus the juice of the lemon that we half peeled earlier.
Oh, okay.
That's it. All you need to do is stir it while it comes up to temperature so that sugar doesn't burn before enough juices come out of the blackberries, and then leave it to bubble for about 8 to 10 minutes.
That's it.
That will take the sugar to a high enough temperature so that when you cool it down, it's set, and that is it. An incredible jam. After half an hour, take the pan out of the oven and just leave it for another 5 minutes just to sit and relax. And be careful, because remember, the pan handle is going to be as hot as the pan. And at this point, we want to fish out our lemon peel. And that's what we're looking for. Super creamy. You can smell the cinnamon and lemon. And this hasn't set up completely because it's still slightly warm. However, this is one we made last week when we were testing the recipe. And if you put it in a jam jar and cover the top, that will keep in the fridge for, well, months. That's what jam is. It's a preserve, and you can see it sets up completely. But there you go. Everything you need to know to make both rice pudding and blackberry jam. Careful, it's going to be hot.
I can't believe that jam is only 3 ingredients. That is really nice. That lemon really freshens it up as well.
And your leftover jam, you can use that in porridge. We've done a recipe for that. Or our cinnamon French toast.